Okay, yesterday we discussed about asymptotic notations, big O notation, omega notation, and theta notations. When big O notation means a function f of n less than or equal to function g of n with some constant c, then we call it as the big O notation. It is also we call it as the upper bound. When coming to the omega notation, when a function g of n is less than or equal to f of n, we call it as the lower bound. Then if the function c of g of n less than f of n less than g of n with two constants c1 and c2, then it is called as theta notation. We call it as a tightly bound. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about amortized analysis. I'm going to discuss about amortized analysis. Okay, I am just waiting for other people to join. So what is amortized analysis? So here an amortized analysis is the time required to perform a sequence of data structure operations is averaged overall operations performed. So here we are using this amortized analysis for worst case. We are using for worst case, nothing but average of overall operations performed. So in data structure, we have to perform certain operations in sequence. Now we have to calculate the average of all these operations. Then we identify the worst case. Okay. So some of the applications means this amortized analysis is nothing but amortized analysis can be used to show that the average cost of operations is small. So it shows the average cost of operations is small. If one averages over a sequence of operations, even though a single operation within the sequence might be expensive. Okay, so here if one averages over a sequence of operations, even though a single operation within the sequence might be expensive. So for better understanding this meaning, so see here this is some algorithm. We are doing some algorithm. This is the one problem solution. We write one algorithm. So this is overall this is one of the algorithm in different steps we are doing. But in this step, the algorithm is taking much more time. The slow. So remaining, it will work. It will done its work in this time. It will done work in big O of one time. Currently, it's in this also. It will completed his work in big O of one. That is best case. Here it will slow. Some problem. It will slow in this. So that's why the overall completion of algorithm is also slow. So in this, we have to identify the average case for this problem. So here, in this case, we have to identify the cost and also the operations. What is the cost and what are the operations? That is represented as T of n means total time required for that algorithm and how many elements, elements are present there. That is n. T of n by n. Okay. So here the aggregate analysis of n is a sequence of operation takes. Okay. N will take sequence of operations and the T of n is the worst time. So T of n. So in this way, where it will slow by using the how much cost it paid for that and what are the operations required to complete that task. So this is about amortized analysis. So we have to perform multiple different operations on means we have to identify different operations and data structures. So it is one strategy for analyzing a sequence of operations to show that an average cost performance is average cost per operation is small. So that is amortized analysis. Okay. So for doing amortized analysis, we have here three approaches are there. One is amortized analysis has three approaches. One is aggregative analysis, then potential. Another one is accounting method. Third one is potential method. Okay. By using these three approaches, we have to identify amortized analysis. Okay. So coming to the amortized analysis. So first we discussed about aggregative analysis. So first difference between the just some difference between the aggregative analysis and the accounting. Just we know the what is the aggregative analysis and what is the accounting method. For here in aggregative analysis we use the probability function. But in accounting method, for each operation, we provide some cost for the each operation. Here we are using the probability function. Here each operation we provide some cost for that. Okay. So first of all, we move to the aggregative analysis. So first of all, for clear understanding, first you see the amortized analysis. For what is amortized analysis? Before starting the aggregative analysis, we just see the stack. Then we perform these three operations on. We perform these approaches, that is aggregate analysis approach, accounting method approach, and potential function approach on the stack. Okay. So we already know there is a stack with size S. S is the size of the stack. So here we are using the operations. All of you know stack has two operations: insertion, deletion. For insertion we are using push. For deletion we are using pop, and we are using here another one is multi pop. Okay. So if you want to insert an element into the stack, so here we have two elements. One is S and another is X. S is nothing but the stack. X is input item. Okay. So for insert one element, it will take big O of time. Okay. For example, this is my stack. So I want to insert an element 10. So it will take big O of 1 time. If you want to insert n elements, then it will take big O of n sequence, big O of n for sequence of push operations. For n time pushing, we are using big O of n time. For one time pushing, we are using big O of 1. Similarly, in the same manner, if you want to pop for each element, for one element we have to perform only one operation at a time. So if you delete, if you want to pop the element, the topmost element of the stack will be removed first. So that is only one element is removed. So the complexity is big O of 1. For n pop operations, we use a big O of n. Okay, for big O of n for a sequence of n pop operations. Okay, next one is multi-pop. So multi-pop means we have to delete the multiple elements in the stack. So S here min of S comma, say here S is the stack, K is the element. So minimum of S comma K elements can be popped on the complexity of big O of n, where K elements to be popped. Okay, in this when K element is popped, we have to take the minimum of S comma K elements. Okay, So this is the amortized analysis. So for this, how to by using those three approaches, you have to identify the amortized analysis of stack. This is a general example for stack. Then how we use this three approaches in the stack. Here or anybody has any doubt, please write a message. Next I move to the first approach, that is aggregative analysis. Move to the first approach, that is aggregative analysis. So this is the aggregative analysis. So what is aggregative analysis? So in aggregative analysis, for all n, okay, in aggregative analysis for all n, a sequence of n operations takes, okay, for a sequence of n operations take the worst case time, that is t of n, the worst case time t of n in total. So the in the worst case, okay, in the worst case, the average cost or amortized cost per operation is T of n by n. This is the probability function for this aggregative analysis. Okay. So this is the common example for stack. So a common example we are taking already told stack. So we are using stack. So stacks is a linear data structure. All know that have two constant time operation, that is push, that is for push the element into the stack, that is and then pop, take the top element of the stack. Okay. Okay, top element of the stack, we pop it and returns it. Okay, these operations are both in constant time. So a total of n operations, the time taken for this is big O of n. Already told you big O of n. Okay. So for example, so see here, for example, consider the stack. Okay, we want to push the elements. We want to push the elements by using the function, using the letter, call it as push. Push is used for S is for the stack and X is for the element. So and push X and push the element X into the stack. Okay. Then we use the function pop. Pop of S means remove the X element top of the remove pop the top element X of S and return X. So X is the element, remove the top element of X of S and return X. Then we move to the multi-pop. So multi-pop we have S comma K, pops the minimum of K comma S. That is top element of stack, that is S. Okay. So for the running time for the push operation is for one element, it is big O of 1. Okay. And for pop operation, it is also big O of 1 because we are removing one element. For multi-stack, the multi-stack, the time required is big O of multi-pop. Remember that big O of minimum of K comma S. So this is the aggregative analysis of stack. Aggregative analysis of the stack. Okay. You all know about stack function. So see here, if you want to, for example, a new operation is added to the stack, that is multi-pop. While will either pop the top k elements in the stack, or if it is run out the elements before, that will pop all of the elements in the stack and top. So if pop operation means just remove the top element and finally it comes to the end and remove, come to the continuously remove the elements in the stack, and finally the stack is empty. Okay, so for this I am writing a test for pop of minimum of pop operation. See here, I am using multi pop by k. K is the element to be deleted. So while stack not empty, if the stack is not empty, and k greater than, k less than 0 means stack is empty. If k greater than 0 means stack contains some data. K greater than 0, then k equal to k minus 1, nothing but the top element will be removed first. Okay, then we use the function called stack dot pop. So this is the multi-pop operation. Okay, so here look the pseudocode here. This is the pseudocode. So it is easy to see that this is not constant time operation. So here multi-pop, see here, in this multi-pop can run for at most n times, where n is the size of the stack. If the size of the stack is n, so the worst running time of the multi-pop is, so it will, the size of the stack is n, so the worst running time of this is big O of n. Worst running time is big O of n for multi-pop. So in a typical analysis, that means that n multi-pop operations take big O of n square time. In generally, the worst case is big O of n. In typical cases, it will take big O of n square time. So this is about the aggregative analysis of the stack. So in this aggregative, however, that is not actually the case. So think about the multi-pop, what it is actually doing. Multi-pop cannot function unless there is been a push to the stack, because it would have nothing to pop off. So any sequence of operations, okay, if any sequence of operation of multi-pop, sequence of operation multi-pop, pop and push, we can take at most big O of n time. Okay, so here for multi-pop, the only non-constant time operation in the stack is only operation in the stack only big O of n time. So if they have only, if they have also n constant time push operations on the stack, so in the very worst case, the n constant time operations will give big O of n time. So that is see here, T of, we have the formula, that is T of n by n. So that is big O of, for total time taken for this completing algorithm is big O of n by n is the total number of operations, and so finally we get the complexity is big O of 1. This is about aggregative analysis. Next we move to the accounting method. Another approach is accounting method. So in this accounting method, so in contrast with the aggregative method, which direct seeks a bound on the overall running time of an operation sequence. Okay, so in this accounting method, seeks to find payment for each individual operation. Here we are giving some cost for each individual operation. So such that the sum of the payment for the operation performed is always amortized cost greater than or equal to actual cost. Okay, so in this method, different operations we are using different cost value. So for that we have checked that this amortized cost is greater than or equal to the actual cost. So what is amortized cost and what is actual cost is general cost for the algorithm. Amortized cost I will explain in next slides. Okay, when you use the credit line, then the actual cost is greater than the amortized cost. So here the credit line may be can never be a negative number. Okay, here credit line never be a negative number. See example, just you understand that. So I am taking two variables Ci and Ci dash. So Ci is nothing but actual cost of ith operation. Ci is the actual cost of ith operation. Ci dash is the amortized cost of ith operation. Okay, so that sum of Ci dash greater than or equal to Ci for all I equal to 1 to n. So always Ci dash greater than or equal to Ci when only I value from 1 to n. So for better understanding, see the example here. So actually this is the example for stack. So we have two costs here. One is actual cost and another one is amortized cost. So here I already told you here we find a payment for each individual operation such that the sum of the payment for operations performed is always at least as the large as the actual cost of those operations. So one can think of maintaining a bank amount where the charges for each operation are deposited into the amount and the actual cost of doing each operation is subtracted from the account. So the charges must be just the balance always remains positive. So see the actually I am taking the stack operation. So in stack actually we have two conditions here. One is actual cost, another one is amortized cost. So for in this accounting method, we are providing for each operation we are providing the cost. For in this for push operation we spend 1 rupee for push operation. We spend for 1 rupee for operation. For amortized cost, we just spend 2 rupees for push operation. We spend 0 for operation. 0 for population. For example, for amortized cost, you understand what is amortized cost means. For example, you have sorry, you want to you are going if you traveling on car from by car from Yelur to Vijayawada, there is a in between Vijayawada we have some of toll gates are there. Okay, so if you take the ticket in toll gate up and down, it will cost only 80 rupees. For example, both up and down it will take only he will take only 80 rupees. If you take only up pass, it will cost 6, and again you will return to the Veluru. Again you take the down pass, it will he get the total cost is 120 rupees. So the amortized cost is nothing but the up and down charges. In the same manner, if you push operation, you give directly 2 rupees for push operation. You do not take any for the pop operation. In this in this manner, up and down ticket. In toll gate, you take the up and down ticket. In the same manner, if you provide that. Okay. So see here for push operation, actual cost is 1. Okay. Then the amortized cost I already give here 2 rupees, that is 2. Okay. For pop operation, in actual cost is 1 rupee, but in amortized cost I will provide 0. So I provide 0 value. So here 0. So in this case, C dash of I less than C of I. Okay, C dash is 0 here and this is 1. So C dash of I less than Ci. So this is the credit score. We call it as the credit value. When we take the credit value, already explained here, see here. Use the credit, then the actual cost is greater than the amortized cost. When you use the credit, so that is nothing but I am taking here, this is the credit value. Understand, as anybody has any doubt? Then the here similarly for okay, for multi-pop actual cost is minimum of S comma A, for pop ration it is 0. So the overall cost for that C and C dash is big O of 1. This is accounting method. If anybody has any doubt, please write a message. Are you clear? Amortized analysis and accounting method, aggregative method and accounting method. In aggregate, we are using the probability function. Here we provide cost for the each operation. Okay, understand? So I already told you. Here, just I am repeating once again. The formula is here the actual cost. So here the actual cost is greater than the so here amortized cost greater than the actual cost, and the difference is stored as a credit with an object in the data structure. I already stored a credit. If the amortized cost is less than the actual cost, then use stored credits to make up the difference. Okay. So here we have to store credit when amortized cost is less than actual cost to make up for the difference. Okay. So here the push operation has one cost. So additional one is stored for credit the push element. There is always enough credit to pay for each operation. So here the pop operation also we are using one. The complexity is big O of n. For n element is big O of 1. For n elements big O of n. Okay. Next one is potential. So what is potential function method? So the most powerful method builds on a physics that is potential energy. Instead of associating costs or taxes with the particular operations or piece of data structure, we represent a prepaid work as potential that can be spent on the later operations. So the potential is a function of the entire data structure. So potential is the function of the entire data structure. So here we define a potential measure capturing some structural parameter. See here for let di denotes our data structure after I operations. Di is the structure after I operation. D0 is the initial data structure. For Ci actual cost of the ith operation we already discussed in previous method, and Ci dash is amortized cost of ith operation. So then the potential function is represented by phi, so such that di is d of elements. Di means that is nothing but the structure. DI is the structure for some relational values. Okay. So we have Ci dash equal to Ci plus pi of Di minus pi of Di minus 1. Okay. When the pi of Di minus pi of D minus 1 greater than 0, then the amortized cost greater than the actual cost. Okay, this is the formula. So if the pi of I greater minus d of I greater than 0, then amortized cost greater than the actual cost. If the pi of di minus is less than 0, amortized cost less than actual cost. So we are taking here initial data structure d naught, and di is the structure after ith operation. So this is, we call it as the potential difference. So for better understanding, we use this with the example in stack. Okay, so take formula, that is take summation of both Ci dash equal to Ci plus pi of di minus pi of di minus 1. Okay, so that is sigma Ci of I dash equal to sigma of Ci plus this power we write in this formula. So dn minus d naught. Okay. So here the pi represents here here the pi represents pi ascending the non-negative real numbers to the data structure such that pi of d naught equal to 0 is called a potential function. If pi of d naught equal to 0, we call it as a potential function. Okay. So see for a stack. So by using the stack here, the potential function choose will simply be the number of items on the stack. So before the sequence of operation begins, pi of d equal to 0, because the 0 means there are no elements in the stack. So before operation start, we are start with pi of d0. That means that there are no elements in the stack. See here. So because there are no items in the stack, for all future operations, d of I is always greater than or equal to 0. If the if d naught is 0, then it is empty. If the d of I is always greater than or equal to 0, means there are some elements in the stack. There cannot be a negative number of items in the stack. So calculating the potential difference push operation. In the previous example, we already know that this one actual cost for push and pop. This also we know. So see here. So see here, what is di and what is di minus 1. So di is the initial condition, di minus 1 is the previous condition. Okay. So actually in this condition we store some elements in the stack. For example, we have 15 elements in the stack. Then if you want to insert the another element on the stack, so that is the 16 elements. So this is S, we insert one element again, then we call it as the S plus 1. So this is the initial condition. So we are taking here initial condition. Previous condition is 15, that is S, we are taking minus S. So total we get the value 1. Okay. In pop operation, we are deleting the top element in the stack. That's why we are using here minus 1. Here plus 1 means if you are inserting the element, it will add 1 to that stack size. For deleting the element, we remove minus 1. In this way, we get here 1. For m elements, we have s minus k dash. Similarly, s minus k dash minus s, we get the k dash. So the amortized potential function must for this method is The actual cost is big O of n and the amortized cost is big O of n. Okay, clear. This is the potential function method. Okay. Any doubt, please write a message. One minute. I am writing one. One minute. Please wait 1 minute. I am downloading the one PPT. Okay, see here. I just tried another definition for see here. Mm, So this is the actually what is amortization analysis means. Here purpose is to accurate compute the total time spent in executing a sequence of operations and data structure. Execute the sequence of operation data structure. We are using amount of analysis. So here now three different approaches, sir. One is aggregate method, next one is accounting method, third one is potential method. Here for aggregating method, we are using brute force technique. For this, we have to assigning cost to each operation. For potential method, we are using accounting. So here using omitted here. Okay. So see, this is the stack. I already told you. Push S is the stack and X is the element. Pop top element. Multi pop S comma K. K is the top of pop the top K elements in the stack. So implementing area linked list for push operation, one element will be pushed, that is big O of 1. For pop, big O of 1. For multi pop, big O of here minimum of S comma K. Okay, clear? Next, aggregate method. In aggregate method, I already told you, so sequence of n operations we called as T of n. We can say that amortized cost per operation is T of n by n. Next one, accounting method. So assign a cost called amortized cost to each operation. So for amortized cost, so here assignment must ensure that the sum of all the amortized cost in a sequence is at least the sum of all actual cost. So this is amortized cost greater than the actual cost. Then store extra credit line with an object in the data structure. If the less than amortized cost is less than actual cost, then use stored credits to make up the difference. Just like up and down in toll gate, we are taking up and down ticket in the so in aggregate method accounting. In aggregate method, first analyze entire sequence, then calculate amortized cost per operation. In accounting method, first assign amortized cost per each operation, then compute the cost. Here, first you have to analyze entire sequence, then calculate amortized. First we have to assign here amortized cost, then we have to compute the entire sequence operations. Already told you push 2 for pop 0 for multi-pop 0. For push actual cost is 1. Take extra credit score that is 1, that is up and down charges. We take it as credit score extra credit. Okay. Then the complexity of is big O of 1, and that is the complex enter sequence of big O of n. Okay. Clear? Anybody has any doubt, please write a message. Any queries? Please write a message. So far clear? Anybody has any doubt? Write a message in chat box. Okay. So all of you understand about performance analysis. Almost 70 80% of the first unit is over, just 20% is remaining. So anybody has any doubt? Please write a message in chat box. One minute. Downloading the syllabus. Okay, see here syllabus. So far I covered what is an algorithm and what are the algorithm specifications, what is pseudocode, conversions of recursive algorithm. Already explained performance analysis, time, space. Then I explained amortized analysis. Okay, amortized analysis and amortized complexity I explained. Then we move to the assembly notation. Also I explained only two topics are remaining the first unit, that is practical complexities and performance measurements. After that we will perform, next we will start the second unit, divide and conquer. Okay. Any queries, please write a message. Okay, today end the session. Thank you.